The history of the Super Bowl. The Super Bowl is one of the biggest sporting events in the world, attracting millions of viewers each year. But how did this iconic event come to be? In this video, we'll take a look at the history of the Super Bowl, from its origins to the present day. The first Super Bowl was played in 1967, between the National Football League, NFL, and the American Football League, AFL. At the time, the NFL was the more established league, while the AFL was still growing and expanding. The idea for a championship game between the two leagues was first proposed by AFL founder Lamar Hunt, who wanted to prove that his league was just as competitive as the NFL. The game was initially called the AFL-NFL World Championship Game, but was soon renamed the Super Bowl by Hunt himself. The first two Super Bowls were dominated by the NFL's Green Bay Packers, who won both games in convincing fashion. But in 1969, the AFL's New York Jets pulled off a major upset by defeating the heavily favored Baltimore Colts in Super Bowl III. From that point on, the Super Bowl began to grow in popularity, with more and more fans tuning in each year. The game also became a major cultural event, with halftime shows featuring some of the biggest names in music and entertainment. In the 1980s and 1990s, the Super Bowl became even more of a spectacle, with companies spending millions of dollars on commercials to air during the game. These ads became just as much of a draw as the game itself, with viewers tuning in specifically to see the latest and greatest commercials. Today, the Super Bowl is one of the most watched and talked about events on the planet. It has also become a major economic driver, with cities and businesses bidding to host the game in order to reap the benefits of increased tourism and revenue. Whether you're a die-hard football fan or just tuning in for the halftime show, the Super Bowl is an event like no other. And as the game continues to evolve and grow, it's clear that the Super Bowl will remain a cultural touchstone for generations to come. Thanks for watching this video on the history of the Super Bowl. We hope you learned something new and gained a deeper appreciation for this iconic event.